In this lesson, I am going to give you 8 advanced English words that you can start using straight away. So as always, welcome back to GSL English. My name is of course Gideon, and I am here as always to help you speak fluent, natural and confident English. And in today's lesson, we are going to do that by looking at some vocabulary together. So the words that I have chosen for this class are in no particular order, but they are definitely words that you can start using to sound more advanced, but also express yourself in a more fluent and natural way. So once you are ready, let's get into it with our first word of the class, and that is substantially. Substantially. And substantially means to a great or significant degree. For example, let's look at a sentence. If we were to say, the new regulations will substantially change how we run the business, we mean that these new regulations, rules that have been put into place, will greatly affect how this particular business is run, or to a significant degree, it is going to affect the business. For example, let's imagine there is an environmental change in our business. So maybe the way that we remove our waste has changed. There's some new regulations put in place that are greatly going to affect how we run our business. Well, they are substantial changes. They are big. They are substantially going to affect the way that particular business is run. Or as another example, we could say the quality of the restaurant has improved substantially over the last year. So perhaps before, the restaurant's quality wasn't quite up to the standard that you would like. But over the last year, it has substantially improved, meaning that it hasn't just slightly got better or just a little bit. It has improved to a large degree. It's significant. It's noticeable. It's substantial. So when we use that word substantially, it's a great alternative to simply saying a lot. So rather than saying these regulations are going to affect our business a lot, which is fine, but sometimes we want to use a more advanced term. It's going to substantially affect our business. Or rather than just saying this restaurant has really improved, we could say this restaurant has substantially improved over the last year. Sounds better, doesn't it? More advanced. And it expresses what we are saying more clearly and to the point. So that is our first word, substantially. Our second word of the class is inadequate. Inadequate. If something is inadequate, it means that it is not good enough or it is too low in quality. So now we're kind of going to the other end of the spectrum. Inadequate. It's not good enough. The quality is not quite there. But what's interesting is sometimes we can use this word to talk about how we or someone else feels in a particular situation. For example, let's imagine that we start working with a new team. Maybe they are really good at what they do. We could say, I feel inadequate working with them. I can't reach their level, meaning that we don't feel good enough. We feel that perhaps the quality of our work is too low, which might not be true, but that's how we feel. We are sometimes our own worst enemy. Or perhaps on a business level, again, maybe we buy a product from a certain supplier. We could say that the quality is inadequate. It's not good enough. It's not what we want. Maybe we order materials or products we need to complete our job, well, if the materials aren't up to the quality we need or we like, it's inadequate. It's not good enough. Brilliant advanced word to use. Okay, our third word of the class, this might be a new one for you, is eccentric. Eccentric. Now, if we describe someone or something as eccentric, we are saying that it is strange or unusual, but sometimes in a humorous way. So strange or unusual in a way that makes us laugh, makes us chuckle a little bit. A synonym might be bizarre. You know, it's not harmful or in any way, it's not negative, just eccentric. For example, imagine someone that has an eccentric personality, or perhaps they wear unbelievably bright and unusual clothes. We could say, he's a little eccentric, but you'll love him, meaning that he's a little bit strange. He's a little bit unusual, but he's lovable. He's funny. You know, that eccentric sides makes that particular person lovable. Or we could say, she's become more eccentric over the years. Maybe somebody has been living away from society for a while, or just for different reasons. And as the years go on, they just become a little bit more strange or unusual. They become eccentric. Again, it's not harmful, not negative, just different in a way, just unusual or strange. Perhaps you can think of someone that's a little bit eccentric, or maybe we are the eccentric person. I think we're all a bit eccentric to an extent in certain areas, aren't we? But there's the third word, eccentric. Fantastic word. Our fourth word to start using is cynical. Cynical. And this is how we would describe a person. If someone is cynical, they believe that people are only interested in themselves and are not sincere or honest, particularly when somebody does something for that person. Maybe they receive a gift from someone and they're questioning the motive as to why they've been given that gift. You know, they feel that the person giving the gift wants something in return. Well, we could say, don't be so cynical. There's no ulterior motive for the gift. There's an extra word there, or expression, ulterior motive, meaning that there's no other motive. There's no other reason they are giving you a gift. They just want to give you a gift. But a cynical person will think, well, why? What do you want? Why are you giving me a gift? And we can all be cynical in different situations, can't we? For example, we could say, I've always been cynical when it comes to things that are free. Nothing is completely free. It's like sometimes you get an email saying, get a free iPhone when you sign up to this. Well, we know that it's not truly free. Very rarely is something free. I am cynical when it comes to those offers. I question what the real motive is. So yeah, it's a great word to use when somebody is questioning, not believing the good intentions or motives of someone else. You know, they believe that generally people are only interested in themselves. Cynical. Our fifth word is a more positive one now. Versatile. Versatile. If something or someone is versatile, they're able to change easily from one activity, one thing to another. Or if it is an object, it's able to be used in many different ways and for different purposes. It's versatile. It can change. It can adapt. For example, maybe we can think of an actor, a young actor, and they can perform many different roles. We could say, he is such a versatile young actor. He is such a versatile young actor, meaning that he doesn't just act in one particular style. He can do everything. Comedy, drama, tense, crime, whatever it is. Now, a versatile young actor. Or let's talk about teachers for a moment. Teachers have to be versatile in their approach when teaching a class of different levels. And this is true. A good teacher changes for those in their class. One style doesn't fit all. This is something I have learned as a teacher of English with my private students. I have to be versatile to the student, to their personalities, what they want and need. One style doesn't fit all. A good teacher is versatile. And just as an extra example, I bought a multi-tool the other day, which is a tool for gardening that can do many different things. It's versatile. Can you think of anything that is versatile? Okay, word number 6 of the class is monotonous. Monotonous. Interesting word. If something is monotonous, it is something that is not changing and therefore is boring. Okay, something is monotonous. Perhaps you've had a job that is monotonous, where you're doing the same thing day in, day out, doing the same task. It's just boring because you are repeating the same thing. Or perhaps we know of a job like that and we could say, I couldn't do that job. It looks so monotonous. So maybe it's just repeating the same action all day, every day. It's monotonous. Sometimes, unfortunately, we can experience this when watching a film. For example, we might say, what a monotonous film. I couldn't keep my eyes open. Meaning that nothing happened in the film. Nothing changed. So it was boring. And that extra bit at the end started falling asleep because it was monotonous. It was boring. So you couldn't keep your eyes open. Good word to use, particularly, when describing films or music, just monotonous, boring. Word number 7 is incoherent. Incoherent. If something is incoherent, it's not clear, particularly if we are expressing ourselves in an incoherent way. We're expressing ourselves in a way that is not clear. It doesn't make sense. Maybe we're telling a story and the details just don't add up. It's changing all the time. It's incoherent. We can't make sense of it. As an example sentence, perhaps somebody is being questioned by the police. Could say, the story he gave the police was incoherent. Now he's a suspect. So maybe the person said, well, I was here at this time, and then later on in the statement, they realised that they were somewhere else at that time. And because of the incoherent story, because it was not clear, because it didn't make sense, the police assume him to be a suspect now. So being incoherent has not helped this person. Or perhaps somebody is telling you a theory about something. Maybe we've all got that friend that likes to tell you their theories or opinions. But sometimes you're questioning the theories. You could say, your theory is incoherent. It won't persuade me. Your theory is incoherent. It won't persuade me. Meaning that there's holes in the theory. It doesn't make sense. It's not clear. So it's not going to persuade us to believe them. Okay, and our final word of the class is abnormal. Abnormal. Something that is not normal. It is different from what is usual or average, and generally speaking, in a way that is bad. For example, perhaps our dog or our animal, our pet is ill, so we take them to the vets and they say, he has an abnormal heartbeat. We need to investigate. Meaning that the heartbeat is not usual. It's not normal. It's not what we would expect. He has an abnormal heartbeat, so we need to investigate further. Or perhaps due to abnormal weather conditions, our flight was delayed. Meaning that usually the weather is fine on that particular flight route. But due to abnormal weather conditions, maybe there's a storm or a hurricane or whatever, somewhere that there isn't normally that bad weather, the flight was delayed. So abnormal. It's not usual, not what we would expect. Most often used in a bad situation, but we can also use it positively. For example, personally, recently, an abnormally large amount of students have signed up for my private classes, which is absolutely fantastic. But it's not usual, the amount of this many people signing up for my private classes. So if you are a student of mine, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And if you would like to be a student of mine or take private classes with me, then let me know in the comments or send me an email, GSL-English1@gmail.com, or send me a message on Instagram, GSL_English. I can help you with all areas of your English, communication skills, social skills, whatever it is. I am here to help. But there you go. There are 8 advanced English words that you can start using. And that's the key to remembering them. Start using those words. Try using 1 a day, 2 a day. Write some sentences with those words. Give them context in your life. And that is how we improve our vocabulary. So if you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe as I help you to reach your English goals in a relaxed and comfortable way. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Have a good one, guys.